Futurama is taking on consumerism again in a brand new episode. Let's break it down right now.
Gotta collect 'em all!
What is up, guys? It's Mike here. Welcome back to my channel for more Futurama videos and more pop culture content. Hit that subscribe button right now. All right, so we are very near the end of this new season of Futurama. I have been doing reviews of every single episode right here on this channel, and I hope you've been enjoying following along.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
It's still been a really positive season. Again, as I've said every video, that first episode of the season was a huge false start, but aside from that, I've actually been really happy with the quality we've got. This week's episode seems to kind of tackle consumerism and like mass consumption culture in our society, which I think is a really good thing to look at.
They evolved to be irresistibly cute, so fools like everyone but me would collect them.
We did get some similar satire in a previous episode where Professor Farnsworth became like a fashion guru, and I think it's great to see them playing along these sort of social themes and looking at what this kind of thing could look like in the future. This episode is an Amy episode. Great to see she's getting a centric episode after Hermes and Professor Farnsworth got one, Bender's had a couple, Fry's had one, and Leela's had one, so it's good to see the whole cast getting kind of a chance to shine this season.
Hey, does the orphanarium allow visitors? You know, so people can feel good about themselves and also frighten their own children?
Amy and Kif are having some issues with their parenting, and Amy decides to take the kids who were introduced last season. And to be honest, I thought they'd be like characters that we would never see again, but they've actually been featured quite a lot, which is good. She takes them to the orphanarium that Leela actually grew up in. And the idea is to show the kids how bad the orphanarium is in order to show them how good their lives are at home.
Wanna play toys? The raccoon licked some of the spaghetti sauce off.
And Kif actually abandons Amy to go spend time with Zap Brannigan on a mission, which seems very out of character for Kif. I think it's telling that Kif would rather do a mission with Zap Brannigan than actually deal with being a parent. Maybe that's some kind of meta commentary on how hard being a parent is. I don't know. I'm not a parent, but it does seem pretty hard.
You know, Kif, among certain females, I'm better known for my debriefing.
That's always great because Zap is my favorite character in the series. Everything he does in this show makes him shine, and it's no different in this episode where he has some great moments. The orphanarium idea kind of backfires on Amy when one of the daughters, I don't remember these kids' names and I'm definitely not going to, actually really enjoys the orphanarium and thinks it's great, where she has a new friend, which comes into play a bit later. One thing that I always loved about Futurama and was great to see in this episode is that the voice of a lot of just like the kid characters is Kath Soucie. You may recognize her voice a lot as the voice of Phil and Lil from the Rugrats.
Do you think Angelica was right about the favorite?
Nah, she couldn't be. If Daddy or Mommy had a favorite, they'd be much nicer to him.
It really doesn't matter what show she is in as a voice actor. I just always am reminded of Phil and Lil.
And Mommy and Daddy treat us both the same.
Right, exactly the same.
And this is where we kind of get into like this consumer culture thing where Amy discovers these new like plush toys that are collect-em-all varieties.
Oh, but this purple lion is slightly rare. And I'll throw in a whole bag of gold variant hugger whales.
And of course, when it comes to kids' toys and trinkets in the real world, a really good way to make a lot of money is put collect 'em all on the box. I mean, it's no secret that Pokemon is one of the highest grossing media franchises in the world, and their slogan is literally gotta catch 'em all.
Catch 'em all! Gotta catch 'em all! Pokemon!
And some of this actually does feel inspired by Pokemon and of course a lot of other collectible things as well, but Amy wants to collect every single one of these essentially worthless plush toys. Because that's the thing about collectibles, is like they only have value because we assign that value to them. And by putting collect 'em all or gotta catch 'em all or whatever to imply that there's a whole host of these things, you kind of artificially bump the value of them.
Now that I know they're hard to get, I want them.
I'm not really one to talk because I was obsessed with finishing the entire original Pokemon card set, which I did, by the way. We also get a Bart Simpson cameo in this episode, which was great to have a Simpsons reference in Futurama. Of course, Bart has appeared a few times across the seasons. Here he was used as an example of something that's not cute, as Professor Farnsworth tries to illustrate how there is a cuteness factor involved in these collectible toys that is making people really obsessed with them.
Yeah. This face has 0 cuteness coefficient. The pinprick pupils are ugly and off-putting. Turn it off, turn it off.
And of course, the rarest toy, the cuttlefish version, is untrackdownable by Amy. Untrackdownable is absolutely not a word. Or maybe it is. Well, you all know what I meant, so I guess it is. But eventually, Amy finds it in the orphan who is friends with her daughter. She has the rarest one. And Amy kind of deceptively tries to trade her for it and gets possession of it, only to realize she's a bad person that essentially tricked an orphan. That being said, the orphan doesn't really care because she values her real friends more than the valuable toy, which I guess is maybe the underlying message of this episode. Our valuables are not valuable unless we have friends to share them with. I really like the focus on like consumer culture and like addiction around this stuff. I thought it was really telling and interesting around today's sort of culture of people wanting everything. I feel like in the modern era, there is so much focus on spending, buying, getting more at like any cost. And that's a serious problem in our society where a lot of us never feel satiated with what we have. And something that I've been doing a lot over the last 12 months is trying to just accept what I have, like accept that what I have is enough to make me happy. And not to go deeply philosophical, but I think whenever I watch anything in pop culture, TV, movies, listen to music, play games, I'm always trying to think about the philosophy behind them. And I think that's why this week's episode of Futurama really hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As I said, I am doing reviews of every new Futurama episode. They're all up on this channel, and I think there are 2 more of these to go. So that's been a really exciting project for me, but I'm also just doing general pop culture topics on this channel. YouTube thinks you might like the video over here. You can also subscribe, comment, thumbs up, Patreon, all of that stuff. It's down there in description. That's pretty much it from me. My name is Radio Mike. This has been The Inside of My Mind, and I'll catch you in another video.